It's all you, Nick, it's all you. What an absolutely gorgeous day here in London. But before I show you my weekly training, a question I get asked a lot of the time from people is, how do they know what their marathon race pace is? How do they know what shape they're in? How do they know what time they should target? So you know what, there's probably 3 ways I would say you can gauge it. The first of which is by doing sort of like races throughout the block. And that gives you a good gauge of where you're at. So if you look at, in my case, my target marathon pace, you know, for Berlin was 3:19. For this one, it's going to be 3:18. 3:19 puts you into sort of 2:20 on the dot shape. So I'm aiming for 3:18 to dip just under this time. So 3:18 per K is the number for me to hit. So when I did a hard half marathon effort very early on in the block after 2 weeks of training, I went to 3:13 per kilometer. And then I did a 10K a few weeks later at 3:05 per kilometer pace. And then I did a 5K this past weekend at 2:57 per kilometer pace. So all these sort of races are not tapered, not on fresh legs. Running can surprise you sometimes, as we know. But once again, you know, come race day with a little bit of fresher legs, race day vibes and stuff like that, paces should feel a little bit easier. And by doing those, I'm gauging, okay, cool, 3:18, it does seem realistic. So do that test for yourself, sort of hard efforts throughout the block. The second way to gauge is by certain big sessions you do in the block. So there's probably 3 that spring to mind, yeah. In my case, you know, the 3x10K, or if you're doing 2x10K, for example, what I tend to do is go slower than marathon pace, match marathon pace for the middle set, and go faster than marathon pace. If you're able to do that, great, you know what your pace is. Another one, 4x5K, so, or 3x5K. So the first sort of, you know, 1 or 2 sets slower than marathon pace, then bang on marathon pace. Last one faster than marathon pace. If you're able to do that, great, you know what your pace is. The third one is the Canova under-over session. So in my case, I did 9 times 1 kilometer at 10 seconds under marathon pace, 1 kilometer at 10 seconds over marathon pace. And whatever I averaged, you know, is sort of what shape you're in and your goal marathon pace. So thankfully I averaged 3:18 per kilometer for that. So those are little tests in session that you can sort of gauge what shape and what pace you should be targeting on race day. The third way to do it is by using online race predictor calculators. There's quite a few out there. I tend to find the Jack Daniels VDOT charts very, very accurate. I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, you can put in like, okay, great, I did a 5K in this time, or, you know, I did a 10K in this time, and it works out exactly what sort of your marathon equivalent pace is for that. And that gives you a good gauge on where you're at. So yeah, hope that helps you. Enjoy this week. This week I gave parkrun an absolute full send. I matched my parkrun PB 14:46 only to finish 2nd, and that's what happens when an Olympian rocks up to parkrun. Zach absolutely killed it, but it was so much fun nonetheless, and I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. New week, new start, new opportunities. Morning loop ticked, done, in the bag. Nothing crazy today, standard morning loop. I've got the Adidas run tonight, and guys, it's 20 days to go. Okay, so it's Adidas Monday, and the last Adidas Monday night of the block for me. Obviously a lot more to come, but the last time before the marathon, and I've just caught up to Josephine over here. How's it going?
Okay, really good.
That's good, that's
Glad
good.
to see you.
400 meter rep.
Yes.
What you training for?
London Marathon.
Amazing. Have you done it before?
I did it last year.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my 2nd time round. Yes.
Any specific time you're targeting?
4 hours-ish.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm backing you.
Thank you.
She shows up at every run.
Yes.
Josephine. Whoa, what's up? Yay!
Thank you, Nick.
So it's another Tuesday, another track session, even though it's not on track. So my track or interval session, whether I do it on a piece of road or on a track, I just call it track. In actual fact, Battersea is probably as flat and fast as a track in any case. And yeah, today's session, do you know what? I wanted to repeat a previous one that I did in my first track Tuesday of the block, which was 15 times 1K off 60 seconds. But I've tweaked it slightly. So I've gone 10 by 1K and then 10 by 500. So 15K track volume still, 60 seconds recovery. I decided to chop it up towards the end just because I felt like it would be a little bit quicker. And yeah, I'm obviously a big fan of getting the legs turning over faster than marathon race pace. So when I did the 15 by 1k session, the average pace I hit was 3:07 per kilometer. So it'd be nice to hit that sort of pace today, maybe a little bit quicker. But yeah, I'm going to take it out a bit harder than usual this time, and I'll explain why at the end. So time for fun and games, and then there's business time. Let's lock it in. Business time. Today I worked hard. Today I worked very hard. Kept it controlled, I would say, but I worked hard. But you know what? I thought about at Seville Marathon, I'm going to go out at least around a minute faster through halfway. Berlin, I went through halfway in 70:21 or so. So 69:21 would be about perfect for halfway. I'll come up with a race plan closer to race day, but I just thought that means that I'll most likely be in the pain cave for a little bit longer. So instead of, you know, big progression throughout this track session, I still was able to progress. It was quite nice. I thought, let me go out harder, get in that pain cave, and then sit there throughout the session with obviously without racing. So I think split times were very, very close to 3 minutes okay, either 3 minutes or 3:01. So yeah, splits are awesome. It's nice to hit splits, but at the same time, you know, it's training, and it's effort that counts, effort that truly counts. Split times, obviously following effort is nice. But yeah, next week this time, it's 12 days to go, so I certainly won't be doing 15k track volume sessions. And do you know what, guys, these track volume sessions, slogging it out solo, 15k's of pain cave, it takes so much mental energy out of me. It is so tough. I often say it, but thank you so much for being there with me. It's nice to share it with you. And you know what, these are super tough, but race day is even tougher. So ultimately it makes you stronger. And I remember when I first did these sessions, in my first crack at sub 220 at London Marathon 2021, where it went horribly wrong. These sessions I used to get home and collapse. I used to sort of collapse against this pole right over here, and I was broken. Each time you do it, your body gets more and more used to it. But before I slog it about 6k's home, this is my pole. This is my pole. This is what marks the start and finish of my track session. And I know in the last block in Berlin, I said, afterwards I'm going to come here and smash a donut, just sit here, take it all in. And I missed that opportunity. So this time I really, really am. I promise you, I'll share it with you. Krispy Kreme donuts, let me know what flavor to get at this pole sitting over there. Can't wait to just soak it all in. Rejuvenation run, recovery run today. Clapham's looking great. Beautiful morning for it, and quite a significant morning in the training block today actually. So today is the first day in 5.5 weeks that it's a slight reduced run, reduced mileage run today. So pretty much it's 18 days to go, and it's not taper time just yet, but today is about 6 or 7k's less than the usual. So time to just really start bringing the legs to life just about. And I am definitely going to appreciate that extra 30 minutes in the day, that's for sure. Hi ho, off to tempo we go. You know what, never easy waking up at 5:30 in the morning, but always worth it when it's a morning like this. Something so cool about running early when, you know, the majority of London's still sleeping. With 17 days to go, Reese and I have been deciding what we're going to do for our race cut and to our hair on race day. So I was thinking potentially half blue, half white with Adidas stripes on the side. Reese, what you thinking?
So I'm thinking a bit of a combination, so Adidas on one side, B on the A on the other, and then try and colour those in blue as well.
Cool. Let us know what you think, please. We need some help for this one. Wow, guys, look at this. Certainly makes running a lot easier, that's for sure. Boom, another solid tempo session in the bag. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Pace wise 3:14, 3:10, 3:06. So just good, solid, hard work, and time to slog it home. But I got Amy over here.
Hey, yeah, super good session. I'm training for Barcelona, which is in like 2 weeks now. So feeling super strong, and I'm ready to go get it.
Let's go.
Woo!
Okay, so it's Saturday morning, which means it's session day / long run day. Yeah, I ummed and ahed and went through about 25 different longer run options and sessions in my head, and I ended up with parkrun. One of the reasons being is because, you know what, like training can get grueling and relentless, and I do love the social aspect to it. So while today I still want to get a good quality workout, what better way to explore and embrace the social side of things than with parkrun. I've got a couple of Best Athletics teammates doing it as well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Obviously 5K's volume is not quite enough with 2 weeks to go, so I'm adding a bit of 5K tempo before parkrun, and then I'm going to go nice and hard at parkrun, just, you know, to stay sharp, snap me out of my comfort zone. Like I keep saying, race training's tough, race day is tougher, so it's just about making it hard for myself pretty much. So yeah, I'll go out hard, hang in there, probably fight off the demons halfway through. I've got a mate coming to do some filming bits on his rollerblades. So yeah, Dulwich is a 3-lap course. You tend to do a lot of weaving between people, especially on the 2nd and 3rd lap. So yeah, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm keen to see how that works out. Parkrun number 101. Let's go.
So. Come on, Nick, let's go. You're up, man.
Come on, Nick, let's go. Final push.
Yes. Woo! 14:46, baby.
My man.
145k week. So the last 3 before this were 100-mile weeks, so slightly less. Yeah, just in line with what I had planned as well. Next week's going to be slightly less, and then the week after is race week. So obviously, the less, the better in that week. But yeah, it's for parkrun. 5k tempo, felt nice and smooth before. You know, the runs there and back, like working hard because it's part of the longer run, but like just concentrating on rhythm, form, and really dialing in the brain for a full send in 2 weeks time. Yeah, parkrun was great. I mean, 14:46, I'm waiting for official results, but it was nice to get into a pack. Really cool. I'd honestly rather come second and put up a really good time and work hard than, you know, come first and my time not be as good and not work as hard. So massive shout out to Zach, we're finishing first. You know what, he put in a big surge with around 2Ks to go, and it was just an honor and a privilege seeing that purple top of his drift off into the distance. Yeah, he's a steeplechase champion. Yeah, awesome group this morning, and once again, can't ask for much more. Now it's all just about getting to the start line healthy, fit. I am more hungry than ever, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, saving the fireworks and the magic for that last 10Ks, because that's when it's going to kick in. That's when it truly counts. And yeah, I think I might be on the sub-elite start list, awaiting confirmation, which would make a huge difference. What a great week. Onwards and upwards we go. Peace out.